if you're living your life godly and you're doing a godly thing, you can't worry about what other people, it really affects them, because that's on them. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and that's it.
And they're always going to perceive something different from what you perceive. So therefore, if my perception, that's why he said, to the pure, all things are pure. If I'm living my life to the glory of God and you see something different, that's on you.
Yeah.
So that's why T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen and Creflo, they shouldn't be bothered when they're not bothered. Right? Because this, what you perceive, has nothing to do with my calling.
I told my wife, I said, they most likely don't even hear it or see it because they're surrounded by the people that's saved and on the same mission that they're on. Mm-hmm. And then they're busy. Mm-hmm. They don't have time to be looking at comments or who posted something negative about them.
Right.
Of course, that time when the Harvey had parked over, the tropical storm Harvey parked over Houston, and then the parking lot was flooded, mm-hmm. and he was like, the reason why we don't have it open is because the parking lot is flooded. Like, mm-hmm. But me, I was like, I never once thought there was, what is the actual reason why Lakewood Church isn't open? If it's not open, it's a good reason.
It's a good reason.
Because if Joel Osteen himself is worth $100 million, mm-hmm. he's the pastor. Okay. What is the church worth? So you're going to tell me that he's worried about some people going in there tearing up some chairs? Like, he ain't thinking about that.
And when he gave that, I remember when he said why, I said he should have left it alone. Don't even respond. Don't even respond. And that's where the humanity side of us get caught up sometimes is, man, I'm doing good. And now you're going to say this, let me tell you why. No, don't even respond. When you read in Genesis, the 11th chapter, when Nimrod had the kingdom, and he had the first black kingdom. And God says, okay, be fruitful, peace, go multiply, go replenish, go over the earth. Nimrod says, wait a minute, we're going to build a tower unless we get scattered abroad the nation and nobody know who we are. God said, I didn't tell you to do that. So when 11, around verse 6, it says that God said, let's go down and see what they're doing. And he said, look, there's nothing that can stop them when they're unified. Mm-hmm. Now, this is what everybody believes. Ham was cursed and whatever. He didn't curse Ham, he cursed Canaan, Ham's descendant. But since they say Ham was the darkest one, that's the black people. So listen to what God said to the black people. There is nothing that can stop them when they unify. Now, that's what he said. That's scripture. Mm-hmm. And when he confused the tongue of the Tower of Babel, it wasn't because they were trying to get to heaven. It's because they were trying to make a name for themselves and stay right there. What did he tell them to do?
Spread. All right.
So it wasn't that they were trying to take over heaven. He told them to spread, and so they were being disobedient. Everything that happened in the Garden of Eden.
Right. At the end of the day, when you go through the Bible, everything that happens because people are disobedient.
That's it. Because that's the only sin in the Bible. Adam was disobedient. Christ was obedient. That's the bottom line.
Right.